disruptive.
America that I fought for.
Weird thing to happen. Hello, one and all. Welcome to this edition of Kitz Corner. It's been a fantastic day so far. So I don't know if people saw this, but this is right here. This is Governor of New York, Kathy Hochul, and she has some very, very interesting words to say to the crowd in a campaign stop. Or maybe it's a press briefing. I'm not totally sure, but this is what she said recently that has raised a lot of eyebrows and how disturbing the Democratic Party can get.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know.
Young black kids don't know what the word computer is. That's what she's saying. They don't know what a computer is. Can you... Let me play that again. Let me play it again.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is.
They don't know what the word computer is. They never experienced a computer. They don't know what it is. They thought maybe the cell phone was two cans and a string. Oh my God. By the way, computers have been around for a couple decades now. I'm sure they know. I'm sure, like, the fact that you were saying that is ridiculous. People know what a computer is. If you have a smartphone, if you have this little thing, this right here, this is a computer. What you're watching this on is a computer. But today on what Bleached White Karen says, today's ignorant test is Kathy Hochul saying that black people don't know what a computer is. Let's watch the rest of this.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't know these things. And I want the world open up to all of them, because when you have their diverse voices innovating solutions through technology, then you're really addressing society's broader challenges.
Society's broader challenges. Like, people don't know what words are. Apparently, we're so, under a rock that we don't know what these words are. We don't know computers. Do we have to go back to the Stone Age and teach people about the fundamentals of electricity? How the water cycle works? Oh my God. Let's hear. This is just absolutely crazy.
Young black kids growing up in the Bronx who don't even know what the word computer is. They don't know. They don't
know what the word computer is. That's the governor of New York. That's the governor of New York addressing a crowd. Yeah, these people from the Bronx have no idea what the word computer is. It just definitely shows her white privilege there. That definitely shows the ignorance coming from this Karen. And yes, I'm going to use the word Karen because she literally looks like the kind of figure that would call on a barbecue or call up, for someone walking into a restaurant that, she fancies. I'm pretty sure she's one of those characters. If she blurts out something like this, I'm pretty sure she is. And she's also a Democrat. This is a Democrat saying this. This is supposed to be the minority supporting political party. They're supposed to be on your side. They're supposed to help you. And they run on like civil rights and they care about MLK. Oh, wait, they hated MLK. If you look at history, they hated the idea that civil rights was actually more about, the equal opportunity for all working class people and not trying to race bait it. So this is coming from the same exact political party that also had great hits of race baiting and demonizing minorities as this back in the day. This is from 1993.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them.
The Democratic Party, ladies and gentlemen, the people that brought you Kathy Hochul and 90s Joe Biden to the point of race baiting for prisons. This is in part of the 1994 crime bill that took advantage of race baiting and mass incarcerated a huge portion of black and brown people purposely. If you want to know where the kind of tactics, why, race baiting language comes from, look from the top down. Look from the people that are the rulers that are legislating this and see the language that is being presented that people are witnessing and listening to, and then they repeat that thinking that they're the experts. That somehow Joe Biden has the most conscience to say this. I love how he says that, they're predators and they're a cabal of people and we got to take them off the streets because they have no conscience. From the person who has no conscience saying that. He has no conscience. He has no morals, no ethics whatsoever. But it's good for the private prison industry because as Joe Biden announced as he was starting politics back in the 70s, he wanted to sell himself out. He wanted to be a whore for the political establishment. He desperately wanted to do so. So, of course, he's going to act on stage far worse than Archie Bunker. Like, this is think of the most controversial episodes of All in the Family times a million, and that's Joe Biden. That is Joe Biden. And this was also Joe Biden just recently when he was running for 2020. Listen to this.
Make sure that every single child does, in fact, have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes with parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. A kid coming from a very poor school, or a very poor background, will hear 4 million words fewer spoken by the time they get there. Make sure that every single child.
Now it's like Archie Bunker reprising a role of Forrest Gump. Yeah, Mama always told me you got to make sure they hear words, Put on the phonograph, get the rotary phone out. Make sure they go around the candlelight and read words and make sure that those words have meanings. And I'm just ranting here like an old person. And somebody give me some more drugs. Give me some more drugs. That's your working class party, ladies and gentlemen. The Democratic Party. Manipulating and race baiting since the Republicans did in the 80s. That's pretty much what happened. The Republicans first did it, and then the Democrats thought, hey, I can get money from this, doing the exact same thing, and then they became Republicans. Good job, folks. Good job. And to leave it off, just a reminder, Joe Biden, again, just proving how much worse he is than Archie Bunker. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Joe Biden saying that. Just to remind you, from the Democratic Party, if you don't vote blue, you ain't black. That's what he said to a black morning show host. Directly to his face. And now you wonder why there's a lot more diversity on the Trump side of things. Just saying.